It has been 1 year since the Guardians mounted an all-out attack on the Valkyrie, and the Keepers were forced to flee to the outer edges of the continent of Mardinia. Since then, the Keepers have hidden under the magical protection of the Kultan monks, a group that has lived in peace and isolation in the northern mountains for millennia. Lord Orthgard's forces have only grown stronger during this time, and have been unyielding in their search for the remaining talismans of thunder and time. Magic-seeking scouts patrol the skies, hell-bent on discovering sources of arcane power. Many villages and cities have fallen in the year at Orthgard's hand, under the promise of uniting and protecting Mardinians with the talismans. The Keepers have been hard at work rebuilding their forces, but 60 days ago General Sage disappeared into the icy landscape, leaving only a note that a greater power was guiding her to a discovery that could save their world. Meanwhile, our heroes, Orc, Yenri, and Puff, have set up a new life in Kultan, aiding the Keepers and monks in any way they can. They have been resilient, and have worked to sharpen their skills during their stay. Like sleeping giants, they await to awaken and venture forth on their next heroic quest.
Sleepy Giants.
Heck yeah.
That's us.
So hey, sleepy giants.
So we've all been sleeping for a
morning.
year.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you guys have been living in Kultan for a year with these monks, and during this time, you have all leveled up 3 levels.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you can just kind of like hang out and do chores and like get powerful.
Yeah,
Need
seems
a
to be working well.
montage.
With zero effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we could do a montage. I feel like an audio montage doesn't work as well as a video montage.
No. Usually they specifically leave out the audio in a montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do an audio montage. We can just play music and just leave it up to the listener's imaginations. Like, what's happening.
Just
throw
darkness
in
and
like
music.
some random words and grunts occasionally.
Yeah.
Just throw in Hall
Not
&
good
Oates.
enough. Come on, Orc.
Why did you touch that?
No, not me.
All right, so I guess we should kind of discover what you guys can do now. So,
Don't get your hopes up.
yeah. Yeah. Yenri, how about you go first?
Okay. Should I level up first or talk about like what Yenri's been doing during this time?
Let's level up first because that's kind of like just
Clerical?
logistical stuff we got to get out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to do the paperwork.
Yeah, so Yenri leveled up 3 levels, now at level 8 Bard. I gained another Bard thing called Counter Charm, where I can choose to basically perform for a full round, and then me and any friendlies within 30 feet have advantage against being charmed or frightened. So that's cool.
That's sweet.
Nice.
I like
Don't
the
know.
idea of performing for a whole round.
Yeah.
Does it say what kind of performance or just
Oh, whatever I
Any-
want. I think I
Hey,
get to, like-
everybody stop, collaborate, and listen.
Yeah. Yenri's back with a brand new lute song.
Yeah.
And and then yeah, I gained a lot of hit points, which was very welcome. I'm now up to 52
Whoa.
from like 32, I think. I gained more charisma, so all of my spell attacks went up, and all of my spell casting things are higher. And then I gained several spells, including 2 spells outside of the Bard class that I get to learn outright, which is awesome. So I just get to pick 2 spells from anything and add them onto my stuff.
What's the thing that allows you to do that? Is it your
it's-
school?
It's one of the things. I think it's actually just a base Bard thing. I don't even know if
Okay.
it is Bard College. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is Bard College. Yeah, it's called
Basic Bard?
Additional Magical Secrets. Yeah,
Because you had so many already.
I know. It's such an unexciting name after all.
Yeah.
And other various magic. But Yeah, so I learned a couple cool new spells. One of them is called Guiding Bolt that allows me to basically just zap someone with light, and it does a bunch of damage. But then it also marks them for the following round, so anyone who tries to attack them has advantage within the next turn. So like
That's dope.
Yeah, so if I can like hit someone, do a bunch of damage to them, and then if Orc hits them on the next turn or attacks them, he has advantage on it, which I think will be hella useful.
Nice.
I also, after much debate in my mind, I switched out my spell Bestow Curse for Fort Yenri, for Liamund's tiny hut.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then I got some more healing spells. I got Mass Healing Word, which allows me to heal like everybody at once as a bonus action, which is huge. Yeah, a couple other cool things. I won't go into all of them because we leave some surprises.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. How about Orc? You go next.
All right. So I am now up to 85 hit points. I hope I did all this right.
Shit.
I think I did. Got a couple points on skills and both on charisma.
Charisma.
All right.
All right.
So that means your charisma score, your modifier, will increase by 1.
What was the hesitation there, Yenri?
Oh, I just thought it was an interesting choice for Orc.
It just is so low. I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
could add another one onto strength so I can hit harder.
Oh, I mean,
What's
you
your
do
what's
you.
your strength score right now?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you added 2 onto that, it would be 20, and then you'd have +5 to strength.
And it would be totally maxed out, I guess.
Ooh.
I guess I might as well do strength. That's what I use the most.
Yeah. The other one is, I mean, Constitution, if you boost it, does help your AC, I think.
Yeah.
So that's the other one that's
That-
like, also very useful. But
That one's also already +4.
nice. Wow, you are
Sweet.
tank of tanks.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, let me finish chewing this almond and then put it away.
You're eating during the recording?
Put this bag of almonds away.
Orc gained an
can't
affinity
help
for
myself.
almonds.
Yeah. They grow really well in the icy northern mountains.
Yeah, Lou down the street gets almonds from the corner, from
Yeah.
down the hill, and they're good. They're really good. So then I also got Feral Instinct,
Ooh.
which is my instincts are so honed that I have advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh.
So maybe Yenri won't always go first now.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then I also can act normally on my first turn if I'm surprised. Just in general. I can.
You just go, huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm normal. You're surprised. You're surprised.
But only if I rage first before doing anything else.
Okay.
Which is a
And-
given.
Yes, of course. Oh, and then I get a new path feature for my totem warrior.
Oh, that's right.
So originally I was going to stick with our homebrew shark thing. You can
Yeah.
choose a different animal if you like, but the second level shark one is that my swim speed is now equal to my walk speed, and I get water breathing, which I thought sounded cool.
Wow.
At least this is the one I looked up. I don't know if Eric. I couldn't find where you've got your original one.
I mean, if that was a homebrew you found, like I'm totally down for that. That sounds sick.
Yeah, I found two people that suggested those for the shark. It's the same thing, so one of them just copied the other one, I guess. But on the other hand, since I wasn't imagining us being in like a frozen mountain peak, it doesn't seem as helpful up there. But it will be helpful down the road potentially.
I was
I was
about to
also
say,
thinking if I wanted
for
something
now.
that
There is a
Helps.
raging river that goes in between the two peaks of the mountains of Khaltoon. So it's like two mountain peaks. There's like the village is kind of up each face of each cliff, and then in between the two is a raging river that has like bridges.
Oh,
and
okay.
things
So that's
going
like the
across.
kind of the center of the village.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like bifurcated by this river.
Cool. Well then, yeah, let's stick with that.
Sweet.
And same proficiency, 4 rages. Oh, that's new. 4 rages instead of 3.
More rage.
More rage.
I realize I misused the word bifurcate. I apologize for that.
Wait, did you? What does it mean?
What does bifurcate mean?
At least in Google Dictionary here, it says to divide into two branches or forks. So a river bifurcates, but that means it turns into like two rivers. It forks. Not that it divides a place in two.
Well, it bifurcates the mountain,
Or this?
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, okay. I would say I need to read more definitions because now I'm doubting myself because I could have sworn that was right.
Maybe the town once was cohesive.
Oh, no.
And then the
No, we
river
can
just
cut
like
this out.
pushed
It
its
was
way
right.
through.
Bifurcate does just mean to divide into two parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just learned about the term contronym, which is like a synonym, sort of, or a homonym, but it's like a word that means two opposing things at the same time.
Do you have an
I
example
know.
of this?
Like bi-weekly and bi-monthly. Both of those can mean either twice a week or every other week, or twice a month or every other month.
That's true.
That is true.
Is that what you're talking about?
Sort of. I mean, I guess like bi-weekly itself might be a contronym, yeah, because it means like two separate things at once. But it's
yeah,
like a
sorry,
single
that's what
word.
I meant. Not that the two of them were yeah.
Right. But like bolt means like to secure or to flee at the same time. If you like bolt something down, or you like bolt away from someone.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or
They're
like to click.
contradictory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
It's
guess.
like
they
it
have
can
to be
mean two
contradictory.
contradictory things at the same time. And I was like, and apparently there's a bunch of them. And I was like, I've never thought about that, but that's so bizarre.
That's
All
awesome.
about context. Yeah. Totally derailed, but anyway.
No. Education is
I'm always
important.
down to learn.
Yeah.
The more you know. All right. Puff, you want to give us an update?
Yep. It's going to be really similar. My hit points also almost doubled, so we went from 33 to 51. So that's nice. I got an ability score upgrade, so I added 1 to strength and 1 to dex, so those both went up from +1 to +2.
Ooh, nice work.
So that's also nice. I'm becoming a little more even. I've been like heavily charisma, and everything else has been like a dreadful 1 or 0. Very charismatic, but extremely weak. And low constitution.
This is the year of Puff.
Yes, the year of the puff. And I also got a new feature, which is elemental affinity for my acid class. So that means when I cast a spell that deals damage of the type acid, then I can add +4 to the damage roll, one of the damage rolls for the spell. Yeah. And then at the same time, I can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to the same type of damage.
Okay. So you're like partially immune, or you're resistant to acid damage, and you do more acid damage yourself.
Yep.
Like a
Which I don't think
Pokemon.
I've ever encountered anyone else who has inflicted acid, but we'll see if that happens now.
I can't remember if Vlog... No, Vlog had necrotic damage when you're in his stomach. I don't think he had acid damage.
Oh, which is something I have now, too.
You can do
Oh, yeah?
necrotic damage?
Yeah, that's part of... I got 3 or 4 new spells. No, it must have been 3 new spells, because I get 1 per level upgrade. Going along, I had to do this. I actually went back and forth a couple times between a few different spells for my 3rd level. And going off of my stinking cloud, I had to take gaseous form. It
Now
had
you
to be
are
done.
the stink.
Yes, I made the stink, and now I have become the stink.
I am become stink.
So now I can, like, if I use one and then the other one right afterwards, people will be like, "Whoa, is it contagious? Like, what the fuck just happened?"
You're going to be quite the prankster.
Yeah. So that means, though, I mean, it's basically, yeah, I turn into a gaseous cloud. I can move through cracks and openings and, I'm guessing, like, grates and whatnot.
Like Guiji.
Kind of like a, yeah, I'm Guiji,
Yeah.
But gaseous.
but like a fart version.
Yeah.
Gasigi.
I couldn't help laughing. He's like, I am a gaseous form that moves through cracks. It's like, that's very on the nose.
You is a fart.
That's not what I meant. New montage. Okay. And then I moved up to being able to hold 4th level spells, which is pretty sweet because these ones are like really awesome.
Yeah.
There's some really cool ones that get in there. There are a few that kind of did the same thing. Like I think there's Blink and Banish, which is either like Blink, you head into the ethereal plane, or Banish, you like send someone else there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a third one, which is the one I ended up taking, which is called Dimensional Door.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I also took Dimensional Door.
Yeah! I guess we should confer before we go for the podcast.
Now you guys can just have like a game show where you're like, is it behind
Dimensional
gateway
Door
number 1? Is it behind gateway number 2?
And then Dylan and I using Dimensional Door, just like flipping places behind, like a shuffle the ball in the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so what does it do?
You teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within range. You arrive at the exact location, and it can be up to 500 feet away.
Whoa.
What?
And you can take
Yeah,
along
and-
another person if
I was
you
going to
want.
say, can I go?
Yeah. You can take one other person
So
with
we
you.
can all go.
Come with me if you want to live.
I guess at this point I could change mine, but
Well, it doesn't really matter because, like, if one of us has that, but again, I mean, if you have something that you want, then that's cool because it doesn't really matter to me.
yeah. I mean, the other one that's like really sticking out to me, there is one called Polymorph where I can just turn someone into an animal. But
That's one of the other ones I was looking at
okay.
too.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Which
That
is
sounds
sweet.
fun.
But you kind of lose like if I turned Orc into an animal, he couldn't use any of his weapons. He loses all of his ability scores. He takes on the ability score of like whatever animal I turn him into.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
it's kind
sound
of
like something you'd use in combat necessarily, but like elsewhere it could be helpful.
Right.
well, you could use it in combat to turn like an enemy into like bibbity bobbity boop them into like a frog or something.
Yeah, exactly. But they have, I think they have to make like a wisdom saving throw or something. But that's still pretty solid. I mean, yeah, if you turn Vlog into a frog and then stomped him, fuck yeah.
Well, do you want to take that and I'll take the dimensional?
Sure, that works for me.
I
'cause
don't know.
I don't have many other bard spells that are interesting. So,
Okay, let's do that then.
no, yeah, I'll take Polymorph.
Cool. Okay, and then here comes the third spell, which this one is intense. And this one is called Blight. And it's a 4th level necromancy. And it says, necromantic energy washes over a creature of your choice that you can see within range, draining moisture and vitality from it. The target
you,
must
like-
make a constitution saving throw. I like drain them of their life force.
Ouch.
Whoa. So you like mummify them in front of you. That's insane.
Yeah. And the target takes 8d8 necrotic damage.
Woohoo.
Fun.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
It's heavy, which is weird because, like, apparently I can attack someone with this and they don't die.
Yeah.
And then what? They're just sort of like
A
raisined
corpse?
a bit.
Raisined a
They've been
bit,
in the hot tub too long.
Yeah, is that just permanent?
mildly raisined.
Damn.
Damn. I like that.
Yeah, that one's pretty heavy.
Ooh, I like this. You guys are so strong now.
I know, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So, and I guess the other part of all this leveling is that you guys have been doing something for the last year. You've been living in this monk village, helping out the monks, doing whatever your heart desires, really. So maybe we can go in reverse order this time and start with Ryan. What have you been up to, Puff?
Yeah, so Puff has been training with the monks. I want to say that he like joined the monastery, and he's
Ooh.
been spending time meditating and learning as much as he can. He's been honing his physical strength too, which going along with my level up only gave him +1 strength. So apparently he was taking a few days off a week.
Skip leg day.
Yeah. His tail's a little stronger. The rest of him, no. So, yeah, he's been spending time training. And then also, on the side, he's been using his newfound, like, mental, his fortified mind, and he's been using these new spells to, he opened a magic performance venue in the
Nice.
town.
So
Where
he
he,
like does little magic tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full-fledged performance, and he has other people that he's, recruited from the town who are, do 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and then Puff is the main attraction.
Is it like the Magic Castle where you have to be a member or know a member in order
Oh,
to go?
absolutely.
Exclusive.
An exclusive magic club.
I don't know how big is this town?
So I would say there's maybe 3,000 people that live here
Whoa.
that are monks. Like it's pretty big. A lot of it is refugees that have been displaced in Mardinia, and they have come here to become monks. Like a lot of people have left other areas, or some people just are on quest to become more spiritually enlightened. So they've come up here. But like I said, this might actually be a good time to kind of explain some of the like lore behind Kultan. But so there's the two different mountain peaks, like I said, and on the on the western peak is the Temple of the Sun, and on the eastern peak mountain is the Temple of the Moon. So monks, when they first come to the city, they study and meditate in the Temple of the Sun. After 49 years of studying, they basically like shed their like earthly body and mind in a way, and they then become part of the Temple of the Moon. And so they have this ceremony where they cross the raging river. They walk across the raging river, and it cleanses them of the last bits of their like earthly bodies, and then they meditate for the rest of their lives in the Temple of the Moon.
Are you
But-
saying that they die?
Not actually die. It's more like spiritually die.
Okay, I was like, they walk into a raging river and it cleanses them of their earthly body, and then we assume that they're in the temple.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No
do
one's
that
ever
ritual.
actually been over there.
I'll pass on that one.
It's like, oh yeah, they're all up there. Don't we?
Yeah. But I found out, like, I think it's at like level 8 or something, like monks can walk on water. That's
Oh.
pretty cool.
That's something I could have gotten actually
As a
as
sorcerer?
a spell. As a spell, yeah, it was.
Oh, shit.
I think it was. Well, at least I think so.
The
Yeah, water
Jesus
walk.
lizard spell.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, but it's called water
see.
walk.
No,
Water walk.
descriptive.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just
doesn't make sense.
picture Pumph as one of those Jesus lizards where it's like really sprawling legs, like running across the water.
I was not familiar with that term, so when you were just like one of those Jesus lizards, I was like, is this a thing? That
I think they're
That's
actually
funny because
nicknamed Jesus lizards.
Okay, I was gonna say I've definitely heard this before.
No, I
Yeah.
know exactly which lizard you're talking about now. I just was not familiar with the term Jesus lizard.
Yeah, they're called Jesus lizards.
That's hilarious.
Probably an unofficial term, or it's the official term. National
Are you sure
Geographic
you're not
Jesus
talking
lizards.
about? Are you sure you're not talking about the rock band, the Jesus Lizard,
That was
formed in
in the back of my head
1987
too.
in Austin, Texas?
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Jesus lizards?
I'm
I
not.
mean, depending where you are. Well, I like this performance thing. We'll have to play that out a little bit once we
Yeah.
start playing. Orc, what have you been up to?
All right. So, Orc, I was thinking, has become sort of a traveling merchant for the town, using a small vessel on the river, which he captains, but it's essentially just him.
It's a canoe.
And,
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I assume that no one's really supposed to leave the town. He's grown out his hair and his facial hair to help.
Even longer?
Yeah. He didn't have any facial hair before.
He had a
His
teeny
hair was
tiny
long.
goatee.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, I guess.
Can
Yeah.
it please be that his goatee is just way longer, but he didn't?
No, man, he's got the full-on bushy beard now, long bushy beard, crazy long hair braided down his back,
Castaway orc.
and
I would say, or Thor Orc.
Yeah, that too.
yeah, and he goes under the pseudonym when he's traveling of Crow, K-R-O, just his name backwards.
That's awesome.
And then since he can now breathe underwater, I like to think that he's built himself a little home and like maybe a shipwreck in the river, so he'll he'll dock his above water boat and then go sleep in his shipwreck at night.
Sweet.
Like swim underneath it and come out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cold in that river.
Yeah, if he couldn't survive under there, he doesn't have to do that. He could just live in his houseboat instead.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Sharks are cold-blooded, aren't they?
This is true. Yeah, I mean, sharks can definitely survive in cold water.
He just brings down a lot of blankets.
Yeah, that's it.
As he's swimming.
The old shark cocoon.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if that works.
All these wet blankets keep him super warm underwater. I'm sure one of the monks could figure something out for him, right?
Yeah. So he's become quite the financier and merchant then. So he's just kind of starting his own business.
A little bit of trading, a little bit of selling, a little bit of buying, a little bit of, I don't know. What's the word? A little
Shorking?
bit of, yeah. No, shoot. I didn't write this word down and I didn't think I needed to.
Bartering, haggling,
Entrepreneurship?
When you're like,
entrepreneurishing, like nourishing someone with your business.
when you steal to sell. When you're,
Robin
Robin
Hood.
hooding?
it'll come to me.
When you steal
Stealing?
to sell?
Isn't that
Yeah,
just stealing?
Well, you might keep what you steal.
That's true.
Boosting?
Oh, there's like an old word for it. Never mind.
Boosting, I like that.
And I think he's been trying to learn magic from all the monks and from Puff and Yenri, but no luck so far. He believes that one day he'll be able to do magic. He hates being the only one who can't do magic. And he's also, I guess this kind of is in competition with Puff's magic theater, but I was thinking he was now the director of the community theater in Cool Town or whatever it's called.
No, we brought the fucking arts to this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have gentrified the shit out of this place.
It's funny because I feel like we haven't showed any like artistic ability before this.
You didn't have,
We roll
you were
in and we're
fighting before. Now you had nothing but time.
True.
Hey,
yeah.
I hinted that Orc had a musical theater background
Yeah.
from his
Oh, you're
pirate
right. You
days.
did.
You did.
You did.
Mhm.
And they've just completed their musical rendition of the history of Vanguard, which opened to positive reviews.
Can we say the community theater and Puff's Magic Theater collaborated for that? So they did
Sure.
the special effects?
I mean, it could essentially be the same building with just multiple stages, I guess.
Yeah.
Different shows on different nights.
Like we did
Wow.
some minor illusions to create like, you know, some of
Yeah.
the effects.
No,
for
The
that's
light
great.
falling from the sky and all that.
Yeah.
You guys basically just stole the show that was performed in Vanguard for you.
Yeah, but we added music to it. Like
That's
singing.
how art works.
Yeah. Nothing's original.
That's how art works. Yeah. It's almost like stealing a podcast where you play Dungeons and Dragons with four brothers.
I'm 100%. I'm 100%
With
going
four
to make
brothers.
you guys do the story of Vanguard from what you remember and see how close you can get.
in a sing-songy version.
Yeah.
And I have
Alright.
to lay in my cues at the right time for the special effects.
On the audio podcast.
Yeah.
There you go.
Star.
Stop. Oh man, you guys are doing pretty good so far.
That's it for
I mean,
Orc.
we've had a year, so
Yeah. All right. Yenri?
Yeah. So Yenri's had an interesting year. He's never had much of a like community, so having all these other like bards and people around has been super exciting for him. So he immediately like, you know, got in touch with all the bards from the Keepers and anyone else who was interested in music and the arts in this new town and started Chat of a Storm. And following in the same sort of footsteps, he didn't start a performing arts center or anything quite as big as that, but they started doing performances for each other and started to hold like a weekly bard get together. And it sort of evolved into essentially an open mic night where people could come and like play songs and do poems and tell stories. And it happened every Friday, and the events came to be known as the Tales of Gallivanting Instrumentalists Fridays, or just TGI Fridays for short.
Oh my god.
I was going to say that doesn't really roll off the tongue, but that's amazing.
Yeah. So he's been getting to know a lot of the bard. What was the name of the bard from Thor, the War Raven?
Maury, I think. I think it was Maury.
No, it was Marley.
Marley.
Yeah. I like to think that Yenri is pals with Marley now, and there's a couple, of the other bards that he's super close with. But they've
So Marley, because Marley wasn't actually a bard. I guess he was inspired by that moment. Huh?
Oh, I thought he was just an odd bard out.
He was the odd bard out in your ship. Everyone else was like manning the ship, and he was just the random bard singing in the middle. He's like, "Why am I even here?" Like,
okay.
But so through that, he's been practicing both his music and his magical abilities, and swapping stories with these guys and building up his lore and his everything that goes along with being a bard. But then additionally, when he arrived, he found that the monks of the village had a town dog named Tormund that was basically kept in the town for both companionship and as a rescue dog when there was heavy snowstorms or avalanches. If anyone was out of the town, he could go track them down and help dig them out of the snow and whatnot. But this is it's a mastiff like as big as Yenri. And Yenri really took to this dog, and using his like ring of animal speech, had been chatting with this dog over the past year and became really close with him. And so he's also like, while he can fly, it's really dangerous to do it at these high altitudes and high winds and everything. So instead, he hops on the back of this mastiff and rides him through the snowy terrain up in the mountains and goes exploring to forage for food and to like explore the caves from the nearby mountains to find new places to practice his music and magic.
He's finding like the perfect space.
The
perfect
acoustic space. Exactly.
Yeah.
I get a crystalline room.
Yeah.
Sheer ice.
I love how musical and theater driven you guys got over the past year.
Yeah, now can we say that Yenri and his guys did the music for the play?
Yeah.
The TGI
like, you
gang.
know, there's a war raging outside the city, but in here, we are committing to the arts. Well,
anyway.
Is that all for you, Yenri?
Yes, it is.
Well, I think given all of that, where you guys find yourself is at the eve of the opening performance of the new Vanguardian tale.
Oh, no.
God.
So there is a giant stage that's been constructed just at the bottom of the steps of the Sun Temple, and it's big and wooden, and it has these giant banners waving in front of it that says the new Coolton Theater Group. And Orc, you are at the front of the stage, and you're wearing these glasses, and you have a clipboard, and you're like directing people around to their positions. And the audience is full of people. There's all these monks, and it's just basically, it's a sea of people wearing yellow robes with red sashes, and then a few people have white sashes. They're stationed at a place in the back that's like raised up above everywhere else. You see 7 people raised up there, and then there's a smaller collection of people with white sashes below that. And there's some fanfare music being played by the bards, and Yenri's in front of them conducting. They're the pit orchestra in front of this stage. And Puff, you're behind stage directing a bunch of wizards and stuff to get to their positions, making sure they know their lighting cues and everything like that. And so there's a lot of commotion going on, and people are like rustling in the crowd, and they seem very excited. Night has just fallen, and it's snowing a little bit. You hear someone out in the audience going, "Almonds, get your fresh almonds, get your loose almonds." And there's this guy going around with a cart, and he's selling almonds to people. And you start to see lights go up on the stage, and Orc, you are standing there, and everyone starts clapping for you.
Oh, boy. Thank you for coming, everyone. Please bring the lights down, and the show will begin. Welcome all.
And
Wait,
the wizards are all using light, and they slowly dim down their spell.
Are there sound effects with it?
Yeah, they use minor illusion to make like a...
No, and our orchestra starts playing the collection of songs that are an amalgamation of all the musical themes that will happen later on during the show.
guys are getting professional fast.
So Orc bows and says, "Welcome all, now you shall hear the tale of Vanguard's yonder years." And then he bows again and leaves quickly. And turns it over to the rest of the cast of the show.
So Orc goes off stage and someone goes up to him and is like, "Orc, you're the narrator. You gotta do this." And it's Maury, and he's standing there, it's like, I'm the man in the story, but you've got to narrate me on. I'll act the part and I'll do my part to talk to the stars, but I mean, like, you gotta get me out there, man.
All right. I know. Just some first time jitters. Gotta get over.
It's okay. I believe in you, big guy. I'm always here for you.
All right. I'm gonna rage.
Oh yeah, my name's Marley, not Mar.
I'm gonna rage. And then I'm gonna run back out there. Oh, there once was a man. He was a tiny little man.
And Marley runs out on stage, dressed in like old-timey clothing.
He was a tiny little insignificant, ugly little man.
Hey there, guys, it's me, the man. I live in the house just down the street. I live here with my wife and kids, but they're starving. And I gotta go get more food. Do-do-do.
So the man set off across the land in search of food to feed his fam.
Here I go, I hope everything's okay. If any danger comes to me, I'll be protected along the way.
The wizards are making illusionary trees and mountains and things that pass by him as he's walking in place, to give the illusion that he's walking a far distance.
Ooh, nice.
Is this a recurring stress stream for anyone else? Because this is
Performing?
literally a recurring.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, having to perform in a play when you didn't study your lines.
Yeah, and you go on stage and be like, "Who has a script?
You've never seen
Do you have a script? God damn it! Does anyone have a script?"
Yeah, we've brought my recurring nightmare on ourselves.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Anyway, so the man happened upon a gorge, if I remember correctly.
This is true.
From the tales of old.
And thought there might be some food. He had pillaged the land elsewhere around the area, and this was the last place he could search for food. And now all the lighting's gonna change, and the music gets darker.
Music plays. And Marley walks up to an imaginary cliff, and he looks down, and he's like, "Oh, hooray, what a great day. There's a large boar at the bottom of this thing. I better just go climb down and try to rhyme better as I do." And so he starts climbing down this imaginary cliff.
And he falls.
Ah! Goosh. Oh no, woe is me. I am stuck at the bottom of a ravine. Will anybody save me?
When the tiny ugly man thought all hope was lost, suddenly, from above, a crystal appeared.
So now Puff is dressed in all black up on one of the ropes high up in the air, and he uses a magic missile to make a streaking light that shoots down towards the man.
And Marley braces for the collision.
Shoots Marley.
We practiced
in the face.
this.
I think Yenri should play the crystal, and he drops from the sky on a rope.
Yenri's suspended. I thought he was the conductor in the pit. No, it's okay. He ran backstage. Put on
Yeah,
a
they-
little skin-tight blue suit and a little shower cap, and now he's lowered
It's covered
down
in
on
sequins
a
and
cable. Yes,
Just have Darwin conduct the orchestra.
the invisible
good
guy.
call.
Yeah, doesn't take a lot of skill. Darwin can
Puff also casts Blight on Marley, so he looks like he's been in the ravine for a while.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, is that shit permanent?
No, it's not permanent. I can reverse
Oh
it.
God, man! Marley must have like signed a waiver before like entering this. He's a method actor. He's the Christian
practiced
Bale
this.
of Mardinia.
Christian Bale and The Machinist.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Yenri.
And-
Cue Crystal.
Oh, little man, you look so alone. Do you need help from the crystals above? And he lowers down towards the guy.
Please save me. If I die here, my family will have no one to feed them. Please, please.
Take my hand, little ugly man, and we can fly to the heavens. I'll take you back home to your family, and they shall have food.
So Marley reaches his hand up and he grasps Yenri's arm. And at that moment, there's a little like wire that's hidden in between your hand and his hand, and he clasps it together like two
Nice.
carabiners. And you start lifting up into the air, and you're taking Marley with him. Like, what is this feeling inside of me? This crystal has given me power beyond belief. Now I must go and streak across the sky.
Oh,
I am the flyy crystal guy.
The man and the crystal, they flew back to his home. He was no longer alone. There was hope for his family. There was power in his heart and a vision in his mind. A town was built from this day. A town so bright and large. That town was... Everybody sing the chorus together.
And there's just a roar of applause that erupts from the audience, and they're just applauding you. And the pit orchestra starts playing some larger music, and the lights go up in the house, and
Magic missiles everywhere.
magic missiles
Fireworks.
everywhere.
There are lots
Fireworks.
of casualties.
And so you see the curtains open, it shows Puff and all of his wizards backstage, and you're all dressed in like black spandex,
Black morph suits.
black morph suits.
Some of them are facing the wrong direction,
Yeah.
like to the back of it.
So you
they're
guys
about-
take a bow, and then the curtains close, and then the lights come up on the orchestra, and Yenri and the pit is able to take a bow, and then Orc, you're up next, and you go out on stage as the narrator to go take a bow. Are you still raging?
No, I'll turn off the rage now.
Those anxious jitters just had to get them out.
Whew, yeah. It's angry singing the whole time.
And then you see Yenri and Marley come out, and they grab hands and they bow once, and people start throwing these like blue roses up on the stage. And they bow again and start waving, and the curtains begin to close on your show.
Well done. Well done, everyone. You've made me very proud.
And you see Marley, he grabs all the people, like all the wizards and Puff and Yenri and the pit orchestra, and they come up and walk up to Orc, and he's like, Orc, we wanted to get you a present for putting this all together. We banded together, and we wanted to get you this little token of our appreciation. And they open it, and it's a like little glass shark on a pedestal, and it says "World's Best Director" on it.
Oh my gosh.
and they hand it to you.
Orc starts ugly crying. I'm gonna rage again. Thank you. So many emotions.
So Marley goes in for the hug. He's like, "It's okay, big guy. We're really proud of
Hug
you."
him tightly.
Oh God, it's suffocating. I'm really pruny right now. It hasn't.
Sorry.
The blade hasn't worn off.
Sorry. Thank you.
So he just like bows at you, and everyone starts to disperse, and the three of you are left standing there together.
What a year it's been, boys.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah, we've done a lot. So, same time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got another performance in the morning, though.
All right. What time do we need to meet back for the matinee?
I think we're doing this for like 4 more weeks.
I would love it.
We should have just done one.
Yeah, it's like all the same people gonna be coming. Just
Yeah.
Maybe we should spend a little more time on a couple of those rhymes in there.
I don't know. It took us like a whole year to craft those lyrics.
also, we've been back to the drawing board so many times. I feel like at this point we're just gonna be recycling
you're
our
right.
material.
Yeah.
They don't exist. We've come to that conclusion. It just don't exist.
Art is never finished, only abandoned.
What rhymes with star? I mean, nothing.
And lost.
Oh my God. So, like, Puff, I want to know is like, do you have a competing show for this? Like, do you have another show you're going to be performing now, or have you committed all of your assets to the community theater at this point?
I feel apprehensive about what I say about this.
No, we already did the play. We can't do another
There are
play.
consequences to
Okay.
my actions.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
So, is the next half hour going to be me performing magic on a podcast?
Performing audio magic
Audio
by
magic.
myself.
Audio magic.
Dylan will have to get clever with the like stereo panning. Or like, I'm over here, but now I'm over here in the right ear.
Whoa!
It's
Yeah.
just a fucking pun.
Yeah.
Audio magic.
Yeah.
Cool editing.
Oh my God.
No, we have our own shows, but it's more like a stand-up magic. Have you ever
Like
heard
comedy?
of like comedy magicians?
Yeah.
Who they do a joke and then
Yeah,
they
it's
do
its
a
own
trick.
niche.
It's the highest form
They
of
do a joke, they do a
entertainment.
trick.
Yeah.
It's kind of that whole thing.
I definitely approve of that.
So yeah, we have a few former magicians, now comedy magicians, and a few former comedians, now comedy magicians. we just met in the middle, and it's pretty average all the way around, but
It's a niche that really needed to be filled at this monastery.
it's two very niche performance arts that we were trying to learn from each other. Sort of met at a 5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, Yenri turns to everyone in the group and says, "Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I still got a lot of this nervous energy going on. We could all head on down to TGI Fridays and keep this party going."
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could use a beer.
All right, let's go grab a drink.
All right. Well, you guys go from the stage. The night's like empty now. You guys have been talking for a little bit, and you go outside, and there is basically just an empty, snowy area now where everybody was seated, and it seems like everybody's gone back to their houses. It's like 10 p.m. right now. But you do see in the middle of the courtyard, there's like a figure walking up to you, and he's wearing a yellow robe with a white sash, and he's an older man, and he has this long white beard, and you can see on him too that he's covered in red tattoos, like head to toe. And you recognize him as one of the elders from the monastery. And he walks up to you. He says, "Boys, you did a very good job tonight. I feel like your arts is what this area has needed for such a long time. We have very powerful investment in spirituality here, but, I'm starting to learn that sometimes people just need to let loose. And I very much appreciate everything that you've done for our small town since you have been here."
Yeah, it's turned out a lot better than other villages we've visited in the past.
Yes, I know you've told me a few stories of the areas that lay abandoned and torn apart because of your comings.
We told you about that?
And our goings.
And or goings. Mostly goings. Yes, I mean, Bellion, Spafjorg. Zomtal seems to be a good one.
Yeah. That was a nice revival story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems like
I hear they have a burgeoning arts district now as well.
I believe
good old kudos.
He says, I will see you off for the night. Puff, I will see you in the morning for our 8 hours of meditation. I know that you'll be hard at work, making your way to the final cleansing in 48 years.
Yeah, one down. Really looking forward to it.
And I bid you adieu. Good night. And so he walks off, and you see him walk towards the water and to a bridge, and he starts just walking over to the side of the moon.
Bye, Sensei.
He just holds a hand up quickly and keeps going.
Hey, Sensei.
Yes.
Who has snack duty tomorrow? Was that me?
No, that's Tim.
Oh, okay. Tim, you better remember the goddamn snacks this time.
He just chuckles and walks away.
Baby carrots aren't a snack.
We might be going through a war, but there's no reason to battle our hunger, too. So you guys are walking to TGI Fridays, and you're looking up at the starry sky, and you see a big star just like twinkling in front of you, and you're like kind of just thinking like, oh, that's nice. It's like we just talked about Vanguard and the shiny light and all that, and it looks like it's getting bigger as you're like walking towards TGI Fridays. And suddenly you hear the swooshing sound. It gets closer and closer, and you see it streak across the sky, and it shoots into the tip of the mountain that the Western Monastery is on, and it causes snow to start cascading down the mountain, and you see it crash through the mountaintop and travel on out into the snow, and you hear a big boom and a light. And then all is silent again, except for the snow that's cascading down the hillsides on either side. The monastery seems to be left untouched because it's built into the cliffside, but there's an avalanche left on the bottom of either side of that mountain.
Oh my god. Guys, we might have to take a rain check on that TGI Fridays trip. We gotta go check this out.
What was that?
I have no idea. Tormund, quiet.
Oh my god.
Really
For a
high-pitched
mastiff,
bark
that's
for
a really yikey mastiff.
He's nervous.